The cousin my mom practically raised made us feel invisible at her wedding, saying cuts needed to be made. I didn't expect to cry at my cousin Naomi's wedding, but I did. Not because I am that sentimental, but because what it revealed left me reeling, blindsided. It wasn't just a wedding. It was practically a funeral, signifying the death of a lifetime relationship that turned out to just be castles in the sand. Let me take you back. Growing up, Naomi and I were inseparable. She and her brothers, Benjamin and Raphael, spent more time at my house than they did at their own. I have memories of us curled up on the couch under one blanket, watching cartoons while my mom made us all a PB&J lunch. She wasn't just auntie to them. She was practically mom to all of us. She was the one who gave us pocket money to spend at the arcade on the weekends. She was the one who showed up for parent-teacher conferences for all of us. She was the one who made sure everyone had decent clothes to wear to school. My cousins actually went to school from my house. My mom stood in the gap when their mom couldn't or wouldn't. Every holiday, like Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, it was the same story. Naomi's mom would want them to go to her house, and they would cry and beg to stay at mine, clinging to the door frames. My mom, always the peacemaker, trying to make sure everyone would be okay, would make sure that their bags were packed and say, "You need to be with your mother, even if that's hard sometimes. Don't cry. You'll be back before you know it." Always placating and loving. That was my mom, through and through. So imagine how floored we were when we got to the wedding of the girl that my mother practically raised and found that we were seated at the very back of the venue. Right at the back, behind the distant cousins, co-workers, and literal plus ones. She was effectively cutting us out of her story. I will never forget the crushed look on my mom's face that she tried to hide with a bright smile that didn't reach her eyes. She walked to the table that we had been assigned and sat in her seat stiffly. She was made to look like a stranger, and that burned like acid in my gut. I haven't even mentioned what my role was in this wedding. We'd always sworn, Naomi and I, that we would be each other's maid of honor. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. Not even close. We had sleepovers where we dreamed about how we would be an important part of each other's big day. We choreographed dances to our favorite songs and made her brothers act like our groomsmen. We had scrapbooks and pinky promises and the works. But when my invitation to Naomi's wedding came, imagine how I felt seeing my name low down on Bridesmaid number 8. Worse than that, I got a dress 2 sizes too small. And it came in the mail with a hastily scribbled note that said, "Hope it fits." It didn't, of course. And because she sent it a day before the wedding, I couldn't get a new one made in time. Imagine that. Bridesmaid number 8. No speech, no rehearsal dinner invitation, no hair and makeup invitation, and no seat at the bridesmaid's table. Instead, I got to sit next to my mom, as close to outside as we could be. When I asked her about it later, do you know what she said? "I didn't think it would matter," You were invited, weren't you? Stop being so sensitive. You know how close everything was. Cuts had to be made. Cuts. My mother and I were relegated to cuts. Footnotes on one of the biggest days of Naomi's life. Naomi, whom my mom had kept fed and clothed. Naomi, whom my mom had defended countless times over the years. Our entire history was something Naomi felt she could edit in a Google document. It hurt. The reception was beautiful. People toasted, the happy couple laughed, danced, drank, but my mom, she just sat quietly at our table, eyes glistening, hands folded in her lap. Clearly, she was a side character in a story she was never meant to be in. And so was I. I sat with my mom in solidarity. My aunt and cousins never came by our table for a word of greeting or anything at all. I wanted to understand, but a big lump lodged itself in my throat and wouldn't move from there. Afterwards, my mom and I got into the car. The party after the reception was just getting started, but we had both had enough. Maybe I loved too hard, too loudly. My mom choked out silently. I swear that statement sliced something in me that has never been right since. Things have just never been the same. Naomi has kids now. She sends mom and I invitations to lunches and Christmas dinners full of emojis and sunshine. But every time we see her name pop up, every time I see it in my messages, I feel so hollow. And I just can't try to be how we used to be. Tell me, am I being petty to feel like the day she said I do is the day that she also said I don't to me and my mom? Is there a way to undo this rift that is now between us? Visit our YouTube channel for more stories. Like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you get new videos as they come in.